pace is looking solid right now, but I do think we need to push harder if we want to stay competitive. Here's the report.
To turn green here in Austin, so we should start to see the cars take to the track. Welcome to today's practice session at the United States Grand Prix.
That's fantastic. You obviously have a really good understanding of this circuit. Okay then, that's the end of the program and plenty of useful data. Return to base when you can so we can go over it. Practice program over. That's all we need for now. Return to the garage pronto.
An interesting practice session there then. Let's remind ourselves of the top three, who are a Haas, Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Thank you for joining us for free practice today. We'll be back with more Formula One action very shortly.
Hi, just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
It's time for today's qualifying session to begin here in the United States. Welcome to the Circuit of the Americas. This is the kind of track that eats rear tyres for breakfast, or so I'm told by more experienced drivers than myself.
No matter how good a driver is at managing their throttle application to limit rear slip, they can't always overcome a car that's inherently bad at looking after its rear tyres. Here we have a lot of low-speed corner exits, which means a whole load of energy, heat and tyre wear.
Okay, the circuit is clear at the moment. We're good to go. That's the fastest lap so far. Well done. shouldn't see any rain, but if a storm front does appear, then we'll let you know. Our best lap so far is a 1:40.3.
So qualifying is complete and we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top three are Raikkonen, Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow, where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, it's goodbye.
Hi, guess who? I've seen the team's expectations for the race, so I thought I'd pass them on and wish you luck. Take care.
In 2012, America's on-again, off-again love affair with Formula One finally seemed to settle down with the completion of this wonderful racing facility here in Texas. Since then, we've been treated to some incredible races, including, of course, that classic wet-dry championship decider of 2015. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, where 20 corners and speeds of up to 200 miles an hour await us on this magnificent racetrack. It's 60% full throttle with plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the two DRS zones into turn 1 and at the end of the long back straight into turn 12. What a race we have in store today. With me today is Anthony Davidson, a man who knows this circuit quite well. Why do you think, though, Ants, that this Grand Prix has now found such huge success since returning to the calendar in 2012?
Well, full credit to the race promoters. They have a Grand Prix in a part of the country famed for its love of motorsport, and they do a fantastic job of advertising it to the right crowd, and then satisfying them when they're here with excellent facilities. It also tends to help when the circuit itself is good, and that's definitely true here. The layout is interesting and it produces some exciting action. Hosting a thrilling title decider like we had in 2015 wouldn't hurt either, so the pressure's on then to maintain that kind of quality here today.
Okay, you can brake late into one because of the incline. It's a slow corner though, so make sure you stay out of trouble. Good luck.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Kimi Raikkonen's perfect lap yesterday sees him start from pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, a Haas and Rosberg, Ricciardo, Sainz, Massa and Roman Grosjean, Button, Bottas, Fernando Alonso and Perez, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Daniel Kvyat and Pascal Wehrlein. Palmer and Ericsson, Felipe Nasser and Rio Haryanto completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. DRS has been disabled by the stewards. DRS will be offline. Roman has just entered the pits. Roman in the pits. The gap to the car ahead is 2.3 seconds. You're sat in P2. Ricardo ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 10.4 seconds. They're on fresh super softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. This is your final lap of the race. Okay, distance to teammate, 19.0 seconds. They're on fresh inters. Kimmy's currently in P5. The difference is 16.3 seconds. They're on fresh inters. The time last lap was a 2-minute 27.8. Fantastic. You've won the Grand Prix.
So another fantastic victory for Haas today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, keeping their tyre temperatures up in the tricky wet conditions was really important. There's not much grip out there at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be Haas picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for coming out on top in that amazing Grand Prix. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I'm going to go for Sebastian Vettel. People have suggested before that he can't race wheel to wheel, but as he showed today, it's nonsense.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.